What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Friday, November 24th. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you something that's been happening within DeGods and y00ts. Now, I'm noticing that the floor price of both of these collections are going up, but I want to give you a little bit of an update of possibly why it's going up, and also what we should look forward to in terms of an announcement that we could expect hopefully soon. When will that announcement happen? Well, I'll give you a little bit of a prediction that I have at the very end of the video, and hopefully I'll give you some more insight. So with that said, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join our Patreon page, and most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So right now we're seeing that DeGods is roughly around 3.29 Ethereum. Now we actually did see this dump all the way to around 2.98 Ethereum. Yes, we got actually that low for a little bit of time, for just a few days, but luckily that price has gone up. But also, let's see what's been going on within the news of DeGods, because lately they changed the banners on both DeGods, right here you can see on that banner, and also y00ts as well. But let's go ahead and go back to DeGods, because there was a title here that said City in the Cloud, and someone noticed that the font was in the same font as Grand Theft Auto. Now, somebody made some speculation around this, and this was a DeGods member, and said, oh my gosh, you know, they have changed their title font to a Grand Theft Auto font. And they were kind of correlating it to the Grand Theft Auto release, because apparently Grand Theft Auto is kind of exploring the blockchain world by using their game and integrating it. So people were kind of like speculating, is this DeGods partnering with Grand Theft Auto? Apparently that was not true. It was a great prediction, and that prediction, or that little theory, ended up catching headwaves across crypto Twitter, and people literally spread the news all across crypto Twitter. It was crazy. But nonetheless, that amount of news always catches the attention of local media news outlets such as Decrypt. Now, Decrypt is a reputable news outlet for anything that's happening within the blockchain. And they actually made this really funny article that said, DeGods Dust token rallies, which it did, on a weird, totally unsubstantiated GTA rumors, which is actually kind of funny. But the reason I share this with you is because it's really important to keep in mind that DeGods, no matter what they do, will always catch the headlines from reputable news outlets. That's just kind of how it is with DeGods. And this is kind of great because DeGods hasn't made any announcements yet. All they did was just change their banner. So what was the result of that banner change to the DeGods floor price? Well, it ended up pumping, because we did see that all of a sudden people started accumulating. We have some Bored Ape Yacht Club members who have actually accumulated most of these NFTs. This person has a total of 14 and said that they're actually going to accumulate 3 more. Isn't that crazy? But also, Zero said that people are actually accumulating off the floor, and was saying that DeGods is about to lift off. That Free Lunch Capital, who's in charge of Flooring Labs, decided to sweep some NFTs below 3 Ethereum. Remember when I said that we dropped to around 2.98 to 2.92 Ethereum? Well, he ended up buying that dip. And then shortly after that, literally just like a couple days after, he ended up sweeping 60 more NFTs. Something that we know about Free Lunch Capital is that he mentioned not too long ago that he wants to own around 20 to 30% of one of his favorite collections. Now, his PFP is a DeGods, and also his artwork is a DeGods and Azuki. So he's a huge DeGod maxi for sure, by far. We have this other guy named Skittlewood that mentioned that basically Free Lunch Capital considers that DeGods is one of his favorite collections, and that he's basically stepping in to clear out the previous farmers that plagued the whole collection, meaning that people who just end up farming or blur farming. What does that actually mean? So blur farming is basically people who continue to trade just to earn blur tokens, right? They want to have an allocation to blur tokens. If it's not season 3, which just passed, then maybe it's season 4. But basically, he's eliminating those farmers out of circulation by buying their bags and having more control over the supply of the NFTs. So what are we seeing in the charts of that? So right now, what I've been noticing, if we look at the longest bearish trends that we've seen within DeGods, we can look at, say, for instance, Solana and Ethereum. Now, DeGods was originally on Solana, and the longest time that we've seen a bear market for these NFTs was roughly around 126 days. And then on Ethereum, we noticed that, you know, this collection hasn't been on Ethereum that long, but the longest bearish trend that we've seen roughly was around 111 days. That could be up to around 120 days up to the time of this recording. But keep that in mind. We actually haven't been in a bear market that long for this collection, but some people don't look at the data. They just look day to day. And that's what allows people to understand, like, okay, zoom out, look at the overview effect, and this is what you're going to expect. And also, if you look at the amount of trading volume, now this is what I've kind of tallied up, right? So if you consider this, so DeGods was on Solana for roughly around 773 days at the time of this post that I made on November 20th. And around that time, we've seen roughly around 4.8 million Solana traded. So what does that equate to in US dollar conversion? Around $275 million. Now, if you look at the migration from DeGods from Solana over to Ethereum, DeGods has only been on Ethereum for around 233 days. And the total trading volume at that time was around 100 Ethereum. Conversion rate in US dollars, $203 million just within the first 233 days. So people keep asking, why would DeGods migrate from Solana over to Ethereum? It's because there's a lot more trading volume on Ethereum. Even though the gas fees are very expensive, it's a kind of basically a blockchain that has the bigger players, the bigger amount of liquidity. And that's why we flock over there. And this could be Blur farming, this could be people trading on Blur back and forth, but nonetheless, that's not the point. The point is that there's more trading volume happening over there. And that's why we're seeing one of the largest trading volumes in the past 3 months for DeGods. And this is what this sharp volume stick here is. So don't sleep on DeGods. It's none other than one of the strongest blue chips on Ethereum and really the most undervalued blue chip right now. And I think that people who are buying in right now are buying in at a discount. Now, let's not waste any time because we have to talk about y00ts, which I'm really excited about. Now, y00ts right now pumped. It used to be, believe it or not, around 0.58 Ethereum. It took a major dip. And then it started experiencing a bullish trend. Now we're at 0.67 Ethereum, but just within a few days. So people are accumulating this because maybe we saw those banners on y00ts and DeGods and it got people really excited. So when we look at the chart, check this out. Now I can't really zoom in here too quickly, but this was one of the lowest parts that we saw for y00ts, which was around 0.55 Ethereum. And then we started seeing another uptrend and then another dip, but it roughly was around here, around 0.57 Ethereum. But you notice what we're seeing? We're seeing a new trend to the upside, meaning we're forming higher lows. So here's a low here, and then this next low is a higher low compared to the previous one. So this gives to show you that people are buying. And if you look at the sales activity over here, the sales are in the minutes and within the hours. Again, people are buying this off the speculation of something happening with y00ts Season 2 coming up. Now, who's sweeping? Right now, what I've noticed that one wallet decided to sweep 10 of these NFTs. I'm not going to ignore that. That's something happening. Then we have other Bored Ape or even Mutant Ape Yacht Club members who buy these grails. This one was a pink fur skin with a color block halo and a fast tracksuit. What a nice grab from this Mutant Ape right here. And then we also have another Bored Ape who talks about how he received an offer for his Noun Glass collar block halo y00ts. And what's funny is someone offered him only 1.26 wrapped Ethereum, which is not a lot. It's actually kind of a low ball bid. And he's saying, we're talking about a Verbs DAO access. Now, Verbs DAO is basically a DAO dedicated to all these y00ts that have the Noun DAO glasses. So keep that in mind. Never undervalue these NFTs. These are fetching for high priced dollars right now. And also, somebody decided during the recent bear that we saw around 0.57 Ethereum, someone ended up paper handing this one NFT for around 0.83 Ethereum. Now, why is this super important? It's because double y00ts, which is basically the visor up here, and the shirt are pretty rare. And somebody paper handed it. And I decided to reach out to that person who bought that for around 0.83, and they sold it to me for around 1 Ethereum. And the way that it is that basically, if you see someone buy an NFT, try to look at their portfolio, find them on OpenSea, see if they have a Twitter page, contact that person, offer a bid, and that's how you can get great deals. And so this is just one of just 11 double y00ts that are available on the floor, and I was able to grab this for just 1 Ethereum. So again, you have to do your own research and your own strategies to find the greatest grails, because you could be a part of the y00ts DAO, which is also a DAO dedicated to just people who have anything related to a y00ts trait, if it's the visor or the shirt. So hands down, give a shout out to y00ts. They're an amazing DAO, but also another DAO I want to bring up is also the Crowns. So the Crowns is another DAO that right now is heavily undervalued. We're seeing that Crown now trades around 1.6 Ethereum when they used to be around 1.19 Ethereum. It's absolutely nuts. Now these things are pushing up higher because the floor price is pumping up higher on y00ts. And then another one I'm going to share with you is the Color Block Halo. Right now they're still affordable, around 0.84. This is the most cheapest trait that I think is kind of a grail that people should really look out for. So keep in mind those 3 different traits that I think are heavily like price values that could definitely fetch for a lot of return on investment later on down the road. Again, not financial advice. And the last thing I want to share with you is that if you haven't joined 007, basically if this is when you own 7 or more y00ts. When you become part of 007, you get access to their Discord servers, also to their website, and connections to other creators and other people that are holders within the space. So keep that in mind. This is just everything in a nutshell. Now, you stuck around to the very end of the video because you're wondering when the next prediction could happen for DeGods and y00ts Season 2, right? So we have y00ts Season 2, and also we have the Clarify, which is basically DeGods, y00ts, Bitcoin DeGods, and the Dust token, when that's all going to be clarified by the team. So you must be wondering when that announcement is going to happen. Well, keep in mind that Miami for Art Basel, it's going to happen between December 7th through the 10th in Miami, which is a huge art event. So most likely they're going to make an announcement before that date. So it could be anywhere between now, Friday, November 24th, all the way up until then. The reason I think about that is because they have to have something that's really hyped to get people really amped, because they're holding these events throughout Miami Art Basel. And it's not just one DeGod event, it's multiple events. So they have to have something announced beforehand so that people can be really excited to celebrate whatever it is that the Dust Labs team or the D Labs teams is about to announce for both y00ts Season 2, DeGods, and Bitcoin DeGods. And don't forget, there could be a Bitcoin y00ts coming up. We don't know as of yet, but that's something to be really excited about. So, as a conclusion and statement, how do you feel around DeGods? I definitely think it's absolutely undervalued at this price. And again, I think regarding the D points, regarding each NFT, I think that's going to be obsolete at some point. I don't think that's going to be anything that they're going to keep around for the points poller. I think something else is coming up. So I definitely think DeGods right now is the blue chip. It's one of the competitors to Bored Ape Yacht Club, to Pudgy Penguins, even Azuki, because it continues to have the highest trading volume that we always see in the top 5 and sometimes even the top 3 within all of Ethereum. That's huge. And then within y00ts, y00ts is going to follow the same trend. Again, y00ts is one of the most heavily valued assets that I think in terms of artwork, in terms of community, in terms of a foundation. I definitely think this isn't going anywhere. I definitely think right now you can find the greatest traits for great discounts. Even this one right here that has a y00ts visor and the smiley face is a great deal for 0.67 Ethereum. Again, really great deals. Do your own research, find the greatest traits that you can, and let me know in the comments down below which ones are your favorites and what you're looking out for, and possibly what you're excited for the next announcements. So with that said, be sure to like up the button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page to receive all of our alpha calls on both buy and sell orders, both NFTs and cryptocurrencies. Until then, see you guys, girls, next time.